Clue. BWI flower. I figured I wouldn't play the intro because, like, it's kind of a serious stream, and my intro is like, oh, wait, sorry, I have a wrong scene. I figured, the intro is pretty, like, unserious, so it would be, like, pretty awkward. Hi, everybody. Hi, guys. Oh, man, I miss y'all, and, I'm gonna no being emotional tonight. Like, I can't do it. I literally just posted a story saying that it's less heavy now, but, like, oh, there's so much, you know. But I hope you guys are doing well, and, this is a pretty, I guess, like, semi-serious stream, which I hate doing. I hate doing these because, you know how I love it, like, how I have it here and how I make it on my channel and how, everything is. I will be posting the GoFundMe on Insta and on Twitter and stuff. I just feel like because I kept working on all this other stuff, and thank you, because I'll post it tomorrow morning. I just feel like because I'm going live like late and like making these like Discord posts like kind of late and all that, I feel like it would maybe just be better if I posted it early tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I'll post it tomorrow, chat. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be posting it on my Twitter and my Instagram tomorrow early. But hi, how you guys doing? I really appreciate you all being here. And I can't even emphasize enough like how much I miss like all of you, and how much I miss my streams, and how much I miss like regular life right now. But I'm gonna pause the music. It's there's a lot going on. So I miss you guys like immensely. And but more importantly, I guess I'm gonna tell you guys like everything that's going on with the Pierre stuff. And I have pictures. I've been trying my best to like document this entire week because obviously I've been keeping you guys all posted, my community, and I need to not fucking cry. Okay, I've been really strong this past week, and it's been really tough, but absolutely no crying. I'm not gonna be a freaking chud on stream. But I just want to say, first and foremost, like, I just want to say that I am like so grateful to have the support that I have, because I don't know what I would do if I didn't, and I'm just so grateful. So let me tell you guys what happened. I'm probably not gonna this is a semi-serious stream. I'm not gonna be streaming for super long. I just kind of want to give you guys an update as to what's been going on. And yes, for all of you who are curious, Pierre is at the hospital right now. And he's been at the hospital since Wednesday morning, like really early in the morning. I had to take him at like 5 in the morning. So, and yeah, it is a lot less heavy now. I did get an update from from the emergency doctor, at the VR, not the VR, at the VR, at the ER, at the VEG, I guess, at the VE whatever, that he is like doing better and that they love him. She literally said in the text that like he is the sweetest boy and that he is a pleasure to have at the animal hospital, and he's doing better. Let me show you guys my boy. This is our boy in reference right now. He is just the cutest thing ever, and I love him. I had to gather a bunch of pictures for the GoFundMe, but yeah, this is our boy in question. And the GoFundMe is like pinned in chat and stuff. And also someone did literally right as I was going live, someone donated $100 to the GoFundMe, and I just want to say thank you so much. So I'm going to start from the jump, and the reason why I also found it really important to document everything that was going on, because there's kind of like a serious thing going on. Obviously, like everything, sorry. I just found it really important to document everything that was going on because because if I need to, I'm not gonna. I need to be able to build some sort of serious record of everything that's been going on because of the negligence that his primary vet put him through. Because hi Gabe. Because if his vet had not neglected their diagnosis for him, this never would have happened. And it infuriates me and it makes my blood literally boil. And I cannot wait to fucking ring them out on stream and tell you guys what happened because it's kind of unbelievable. And so I'm going to start from the top. And I just that's why I found it really important to document everything because, I am going to go, like, after I make sure that he's okay, I for the first time in my life, I actually need to activate, like, full Karen mode, because it's just kind of, like, unacceptable. So let me get some, like, chill music on so I can, like, talk at the same time. But yeah, he's my son, and I can't believe everything that has happened. I can't believe, like, the negligence and just, like, the lack of care that I had to just go through, and Pierre had to go through. Because if they had properly diagnosed him, if they had properly examined him, if they had properly cared and gave a shit, Pierre would have not ended up in the ER the same night. The same night, mind you, chat. The same fucking night that I took him to the vet, I had to rush him to the ER. Insane. And I can't wait to tell you guys, like, all of, like, the literal details about it because, wow. So there's that. And also, you know, let me just get some music. But before I get into all of that, I miss you all very much, and I just miss you guys, and I just want to say thank you again for, like, all the subs and everything, and for everyone who's, like, donated to the GoFundMe, to me directly, and has sent messages to me. It means the world. Without my support system, I don't even know, bro. I don't even fucking know. So let me just get some chill music. And we can just talk about all this tonight. Yes. But how are you guys doing? I miss all of you guys, and I wonder how you guys are doing and what you guys are up to and how everything is, and you know, yeah. Hold on. Do I just put on, like, lo-fi? I guess, like, some chill lo-fi. Okay, this is sleep lo-fi. Not that. Maybe just, like, okay. Yeah, this is okay. This is fine. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. Shallow lo-fi girl. She's been studying for hella long. I wonder if she graduated. Did she graduate? I feel like she did. I actually don't like that vibe. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, here's the update. All right, let's start from the top, right? So you guys already know that I took Pierre to the vet sometime in December. Literally less than 2 months ago, I took him to the vet. Actually, yo, fuck this music. I can't even. It is too serious. All right, so I took Pierre to the vet less than 2 months ago for the same reason. You guys already know. If you guys have been following my channel and have been following me throughout all this, oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you guys for the, thank you guys so much. Are they popping up? Are the alerts popping up? I have alerts for GoFundMe. I think someone just gave me $50. I don't know. I hope they're popping up. But I don't know. I also don't see them. I don't know. It's okay. But I'll figure that out in a bit. So here's the update. Here's the full update from the top. Everything that has gone on. So for those of you who've been following my community and my streams for a while, you guys know that Pierre has struggled with, urinary tract stuff, for a while now. We were always, calling him our little pee boy. He would basically, I always thought that, he would, well, number one, if you guys didn't already know, male cats are very, like, it's very common for male cats to have urinary problems because their urethras are very small. So UTIs and stuff like that, and just like the whole urinary tract stuff, they are just very prone to problems because of that. And so I always thought, okay, every time I leave my house to travel, every time I go home for the holidays and everything, he's always gorging himself on dry food. And never drinking water. That's also another thing too, is that cats have a very low thirst drive. So getting more moisture into his diet was always my priority. And I always, I switched to wet food. I completely took him off of dry food after the first instances kind of started popping up. I completely took him off the dry food, and he's only been on wet food. And so, I even got, automatic wet feeders, all of this stuff, like, just to make sure that, like, when I leave the house that he's good. So in December, he had another kind of, urinary episode where, when I came back home from Christmas, he was just, definitely looking uncomfortable, peeing outside of the litter box, just, super lethargic, hiding, and he just wasn't feeling good. So I took him to the vet in December for the same issue. This is, like, no surprise. I took him for the same issue, and every time you take him for these exams, they always are like, well, number one, you need a urinalysis, and before they could even do anything, right? So I would always test his urine. I would always send it in. I would literally, I would collect it. I would be on my fucking hands and knees. We'd be collecting it and figuring it all out, and then I would bring it to the vet and test it, and hopefully they can give me an answer. So so his initial appointment in December, they are telling me, hey, so we have his results back, and it's not ringing up for any sort of bacteria for UTIs, but there are white and red blood cells in his urine, so there is clearly something going on. But it's not but there's the bacteria that would cause a UTI, negative, nothing, right? So I'm like, okay, all right, that's definitely, weird. And so from that point forward, I started getting a little nervous, like, okay, if it's not a UTI, if it's not like UTI bacteria, is there something more serious going on? Is there something wrong with his kidneys, his bladder? I'm thinking like bladder stones. I'm thinking kidney stones. I'm thinking like all of like the more serious shit. And, from that point forward, I have been, very weary of everything and like keeping a fucking very close eye on him. And I'm talking to all my friends too. I'm like getting like opinions to like, cause a lot of my friends also own cats. So, everyone's telling me like, hey, maybe you should think about getting a kidney panel. Think about like all of the other more serious tests that you should be getting. I'm like, bet. So I kind of kept that in the back of my head for a while. Like, okay, he's probably going to need a kidney panel and more serious examination because, like even if this whole thing didn't happen this week, I would have done that anyways. And then so, thank you guys for all the lovely messages. Thank you. I'll be reading them, all the subs and everything. Thank you so much. But yeah, so then that was in December, right? So then this week comes, and there was one, I believe it was Friday. I was going to stream like 1 or 2 Fridays ago, I don't remember, and then I canceled stream because I had a personal problem. And then immediately after that chat, Pierre starts peeing out of his litter box. Boom. And then I had to tell you guys about that again. And he starts looking really uncomfortable, and I'm like really worried. And as time went on, he definitely looked worse. Worse. Like he looked more uncomfortable, more in pain, hiding more. Just everything was just worse. And so then, that was when it was still not a serious chat, which is crazy. So then I freak out. I'm like, okay, I call the vet, and I'm like, hey, my cat is experiencing UTI symptoms. And I knew in the back of my mind, and I knew in my heart that, like, it was definitely something more serious than a UTI. And I said UTI symptoms, and I was going to get to the part of, like, everything that I'm telling you guys now. But already from the jump, when I called for this episode, the lady on the phone is just ushering me off. You could just tell. She, you know, hey, listen, like, you could just tell, like, I'm being spoken. Like, it's just, like, she did her best to make sure that she could get off the phone as fast as possible. I started off with UTI symptoms, and maybe because I was stressed, I kind of messed up, and I said UTI symptoms, and I was going to get to the point, but she didn't let me. And so, yeah, and so she's just, like, talking really fast, talking super fast, being like, hey, listen, we can't treat him unless we see him in person. I'm like, hey, can you prescribe him any sort of, you know, pain medication because he's in pain? They hit me with two things. We can't do anything until we see him in person, and also we can't give him an appointment until 3 days later. So I'm like, I understand, like, legally, like, they probably can't prescribe medicine until they see the cat in question. But my thing is that, he was at the vet for the same issue less than 2 months ago. You have it all on file, everything that he's been through. You have it all on record, everything that he's been through. I'm telling you that he's going through the same exact thing, and you still won't prescribe him any sort of pain medication or anything. And you're telling me I can't have an appointment until 3 days later. That's insane. So, I start kind of, like, shutting down on the phone. I'm just going to be honest. I start shutting down. I'm like, because I'm so worried about everything. And I'm like, all right, I guess. She's recommending get another urinalysis. And I'm like, all right, fine. And then at the end of the phone call, she's like, you know, trying to be nice to me, which, I mean, that's the least she could possibly do after trying to usher me off the phone for 10 straight minutes. And she was like, you never know, it could be something else, it could be something else, it could be something else. Okay, but see, this is the point, this is when I'm starting to get pissed off, like, on the phone, because if you really think about it, a urinalysis will only really test for a UTI. It will, like, it will only really test for a UTI. Like, if I get the urinalysis again, nothing, like, there isn't anything new that could possibly show up on that test, because that test doesn't test for other things. First off, so point blank period, I'm already pissed. So I'm like, whatever, fine, I'll do it again. I collect his urine again. I bring it to the vet again. They charge me $20 less. Thank you, I guess. And so I hit up my best friend Amanda. I'm telling her everything that's going on, and I'm like, and thankfully my best friend also has cats, and she was like, I have gabapentin, like, you can take some of that because my cat takes gabapentin, and so if you guys don't know, gabapentin is a very standard and common pain medication that they prescribe to cats. I'm pretty sure probably all animals, but don't quote me, but usually for cats, like, they'll get prescribed gabapentin, which is like a calming medicine for anxiety and a pain medication. So, which that's why I'm, like, so pissed that, like, they wouldn't even just prescribe me that when I'm telling them on the phone that my child is in pain. And so there's that. Yeah, it's for dogs too. Okay, perfect. So even worse, you know what I'm saying? Like, as I give you guys more details, because just wait, chat. Like, you guys are not ready for, like, how livid, like, you are going to feel. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's such a common pain medication and he was just at the vet not long ago, you're telling me you can't prescribe him a general pain medication until he can get a vet appointment? This is just phase 1, too. This is just phase 1 of the fucking boss, because, like, phase 2 is even worse, and there's a phase 3, bitch. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm actually, like, I need to speak up about this, because there's no one else on this entire planet who can speak up for Pierre, and so there's that. So I go over to Amanda. Shout out Amanda. Serious W's in the chat. There's going to be some serious W's for a lot of my support system in the chat, because without my friends and without the people around in my life, I actually don't think that, I actually think things would have been really, really serious. So I drop off the urinalysis. I go straight to Amanda's house. I'm telling her everything that's going on, and she gives me some gabapentin, and I take it home. I give him I put it on his food. I give it to him. He is looking and feeling, looking more like himself. And he was doing better. So this happened the last time too, where every time I would take him to the vet, the day of, he, for some whatever reason, Pierre will he's such a freaking beast. Yo, Pierre is a Chad. Pierre's a beast, okay? Because he'll always somehow behave, feel better and be better. And so in front of the vet, I low-key look a little schizo, because he will pull up to the vet and act completely normal and be super friendly to the staff and everything, and just purring. He's like a purr machine. And so this happens again, right? I take him to the vet. He is acting normal again. And so this time, so now comes the vet appointment, right? I give him the gabapentin one day. The next day, finally, it's his vet appointment. So I bring him to the vet, and so at this vet place, right, there's low-key, the whole reason why I'm even going to this vet is because there is one doctor there that I absolutely love, who's amazing, who makes that entire place worthwhile. Other than that, I wouldn't be going there. And Pierre, at the beginning, when I first moved to this apartment and everything, they were giving him that doctor, her, right? But after all of these emergency incidents, they booked all the appointments under this one random guy, that I've never seen before, who started kind of taking over his case, I guess. So that was in December, and then this time. So this time, bring him to the vet. It's that same freako, right? And I'm first off, at this vet, it's one of those places, it's one of those offices where everyone who's surrounding you is speaking at you rather than speaking to you. Everyone was speaking just at me. They were not having any sort of conversation with me.
Hey Bree BWI
thank
heart,
you.
Sending all the love I have to you and Pierre. Positivity comes back around, so I know you and Pierre will stay stronger than ever.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. So yeah, it's just one of those offices where they're all speaking at you. His whole entire appointment, when I said this was a serious issue, probably took around, the actual consultation of me being able to speak to the doctor was probably 10 minutes or less. And there's the whole thing, the whole actual appointment was maybe around 30-40 minutes, and less than 10 minutes is of me actually speaking to the doctor. The other 10 minutes is me holding him in the room the whole time, because I had to wait. And so it's me holding him by myself in the room because I have to wait. And then the other 20 minutes left of this appointment is them doing a whole bunch of fuck shit and testing him for things that he doesn't need. And I can't wait to get into this one, because this is crazy, chat. So finally, when the doctor comes in, I'm telling him, first off, I'm so what are the results of the second urine test? They're telling me the same thing. Hey, his urine is not ringing up for UTI bacteria, but there are red blood cells in his urine, so clearly there is something going on. Bitch, if you do not, stop playing in my face right now, so I'm already, holding that all in, because I'm okay. I need to remember, I need to ask for the kidney panel. I need to ask for, are there any other tests that, we can do? I'm telling them everything. I'm he definitely looks more he looks like he's, in more pain. I suggest, I literally tell them verbatim, I'm hey, I think we might need a kidney panel. I think we might need something else. Or is there some sort of, a blood test or just sort of, I need more testing, okay? And so they have Pierre on the examination table. And I tried doing this at home, but I didn't want to do it too much because I'm not a vet. I don't know if I'm doing it right. But usually, I'm everything from all the research that I've done. Everyone's like, "Hey, you need to feel for a urinary blockage, right?" And so there are ways to like hold their their stomachs and feel for their bladder, and to see if it's blocked or not. Because if you hold them here and you give a gentle little like squeeze, you can tell instantly whether an animal is blocked or not, right? And keep in mind, Pierre has been blocked for 2 days at this point. All right. I know that bladder must have been fucking massive. They have him on the table. This doctor, this guy has him on the table, and he is just like, we need to x-ray him. I can't tell whether his bladder is blocked or not. Are you kidding me? So I'm obviously like, I'm going to be for real. Like, obviously I'm already like freaking out over everything that's going on. And I know I'm like, oh shit, x-rays. Okay. That's going to be expensive. So they x-ray him. They x-ray. And on top of that, I guess this is a new thing since COVID, but they basically kicked me out of the room and they're like, okay, we're going to perform all these tests. And, when we're done, we'll call you. So I'm fucking sitting there. I'm like, oh gosh. Okay. I'm really nervous. Like, that's my kid, So I sit out in the lobby and I don't know what's going on. They're giving him x-rays. They're giving him a blood test, I guess. And I have the records here too. And I can't wait to, go through them and tell you guys what they did. They give me an estimation, right? They give me an estimation first vet appointment, basically $1,000. So I'm like, oh, okay. First vet appointment where they do all these useless tests, I drop $1,000 on it. And I have everything here too. So yeah, they give him I didn't even get to this part. So before they do all the tests and before they kick me out of the room, that doctor comes back and he's like telling me the results of his urine test, and he's like, yeah, so when he tells me the same thing, when he tells me there's no signs of bacteria and there are red blood cells in his urine, and he tells me all that, right? He pauses, he says, so there's something clearly going on, and this is the part that I've been playing back in my head over and over and over again because I cannot believe this fucking happened in my face. He goes, so he doesn't have a UTI, but basically, like, but I really want to treat him as such. And everything happened so fast, and all of these, like, statements happened so fast, and they're all coming at me so fast that, like, I knew in my gut, chat, like, I felt it in my soul, like, there's something wrong. And he goes, but I really want to treat him as such. So I have the rundown of everything in front of me right now. I have the papers. So basically, we leave with extra x-rays that he doesn't need because he comes out of, when they give Pierre back to me, they basically tell me, hey, we're giving him this injection. It's an antibiotic. They gave him an antibiotic, the same antibiotic that they gave him last time that treats a UTI. They gave him an anti-inflammatory steroid shot. All they did was just bring down his inflammation and give him antibiotics that he doesn't fucking need. They did a blood test. And I'm seeing all this. I pay for everything. I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it. I pay for everything, and they're like, would you like to give him? Would you want us to administer extra fluids for him so he like stays hydrated and stuff? And at that point, I'm like, just go for it. I just want whatever like is going to be best for him. That's an extra charge. And yeah, they just basically, long story short, they give him a whole bunch of stuff that he doesn't fucking need at the vet. So then they bring him out. They give him back to me. And yeah, every time I brought up the kidney panel, or anything else, kidney panel glazed over that comment. They didn't even, all right? They didn't even want to explain anything to me. They didn't even answer whether or not a kidney panel would be in question and applicable to his situation. And then, sorry, I'm going to try to, so yeah, then doctor comes out and he has one last conversation with me again. And he's basically, once again, gets in my face, wastes my time, plays in my whole fucking face, and says that, so chat, from December, he was prescribed, in December, they did the urinalysis, they gave him all that useless shit that he didn't need that first time, and then they also prescribed him a urinary diet, right? Which, again, I told you guys when all that happened, I was like, yes, Pierre is on a special diet now, and he probably needs to be on that for the rest of his life, and I've had him on that, right? I had him on that mixed with his regular wet food, which, they didn't even give me a prescription for that. They didn't give me a physical prescription. I remember the first time, I probably still have the piece of paper, where they wrote down, this is the brand of urinary food that he needs. Just go on chewy.com and order it and put in the vet information and we'll approve it from here. And so this is really important, right? Because they did not give me a specific prescription with instructions that says he strictly needs to be on this urinary diet. He cannot be eating normal food and urinary food at the same time because they would cancel each other out. They did not tell me that from the jump. So all of these weeks that he was, in my head, eating the prescription food, it didn't matter. It got counteracted because I was also giving him his usual food, and in my head, I'm thinking, it's all wet food, it's gonna keep him hydrated, he's good. Like, no. They did, like, if they had told me from the beginning, hey, he can't eat anything else but this, bro, that's what I would have done. But guess what? They didn't. They didn't give me a legit prescription with instructions. Anyways, so that's a really important thing, right? Because if they had done their job, I would have had him on that special diet without any sort of counteracting thing, right? So he comes. So back to the final conversation that I'm having with this doctor. He comes. He tells me, "Hey, yeah. So, you probably like," and he says all these things. Chat. I want you to know, like, with this cadence that is very, like, nonchalant. He's speaking to me mad nonchalant. He's speaking to me like, yeah, so you're probably going to want to just have him on the urinary diet, which I was, in my head, I'm thinking, I can't believe you didn't tell me that to begin with, because that's actually serious. Because everything I look up afterwards, it's all serious, right? I'm like, yeah, literally, like that fucking, like that, mind blown, right? He tells me, he gets in my face, he's like, so, yeah, you probably are going to want to just have him on the urinary food, because you feeding him regular food is counteracting everything, and also he might be constipated. You know, we're not really sure what's going on with that, but he might be. And they prescribe me gabapentin finally, and that's it. They send me home. Like, he was fine. And I'm going to preface and emphasize this multiple times because I can't believe it. Not one single time, chat, not a single time at the vet office was a urinary blockage mentioned, was, a urethral plug mentioned, which is basically like his urethra being blocked. None of that. They did not unblock him. They didn't even mention that was like a possibility, chat. They didn't even mention that was a possibility. They didn't tell me that anything. So they send us home like, Pierre's fine. And they just give him some gabapentin. Go home. He's fine. And before I left, chat, because now that I know everything in hindsight, I can call it all out and tell you guys what was wrong, right? But obviously, thank you so much. But obviously, before I leave, I'm still thinking that my answer to all of our problems will lie in that blood test, because once again, I don't know I don't know what these codes are at the moment that, you know, like this blood test, it doesn't say blood test on the thing. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like it says like a code, and then it will say like CBC vet screen. So like that is like their, like what the blood test is called on this record. So obviously at that point I'm thinking, okay, all of my answers will lie in that blood test. And I make sure I spoke to 2 people before I left. And I made sure I asked them, and I was like, hey, I said, hey, is someone going to call me like with these test results? And they're like, both 2 people, both the doctor and another lady at the office, like, yeah, they'll definitely call you. You'll be expecting a call tomorrow. Chat, I want you to know, and I'm gonna say this with my chest. Chat, I want you to know, from then, I have not received that call. I have gotten 0 update, 0 check-in, no calls about his blood test results, which to their knowledge, chat, like I haven't got on the phone and walled out on them yet about how he had to be rushed to the ER, because I'm fucking gathering everything right now, and I'm fucking keeping everything on record because I'm going to after I make sure he's okay. But to their knowledge, they have no idea that that he's not okay. They have no idea that I had to rush him to the fucking ER that night, okay? And yeah, so literally, I still haven't gotten a call about his fucking blood test results. So yeah, so there's that. And yeah, seriously, it like blows me. It blows my mind, because so I'll tell you guys the rest of the story like after we go home and all that, but genuinely, I'm gonna say it once and I'm gonna say it again later. If I had listened to them, if I had heeded their advice, Pierre probably wouldn't have made it. So, and I think that's crazy. Yeah. So, yeah. If I had just listened to them, it would have been really, really bad. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So, and I'll reference this point again because it's going to be important later on when I tell you what happens next. So we go home, and I know in the back of my mind, shit is not sweet. Like, I know something is still wrong, you know? And I want to just emphasize this to everyone here, that if you have a bad feeling in your gut, you need to listen to that, okay? Because if I didn't listen to my gut, it just would have been fucked, okay? You need to listen to your gut, because your body knows. Your body knows when shit is not okay, all right? And so they sent us home. I'm still keeping my eye on him, like, around the clock. We get home. I just order myself something to eat. I'm watching him, and I give him his gabapentin, and he is just still doing the same thing, where he goes to the litter box, and there's just nothing coming out. And like, I think that's like so hard. It was so hard to watch, chat, this whole week. It was so hard to watch, like, Pierre not be Pierre, you know? Cause he's such a funny little guy. So it's like crazy, cause like I thought today, like it wasn't, none of this was hitting me really until like I had to take him to the ER. But like, really, when you think about it, it was like so traumatizing. And yeah, that was like the hardest part, was like watching Pierre not be Pierre. Cause he's just such a cutie, and he's just so silly, you know. And yeah, so I'm like eating and watching him the whole day, the whole night, and I'm freaking out cuz I just know he just doesn't look okay. He just doesn't look okay. So I'm freaking out, and I call up Dylan. I called Dills, and like, you know, I call him, and he I think I tried to text him, but him and Ari were still streaming. So, you know, I call him. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, hey, I really, if you could, like, after you guys finish stream, like, can you just please, like, so please chat, like, W's, like, serious W's in the chat for Dills, because without him, once again, this shit would have been bad. So I call him. I'm like, I'm freaking out. I don't really know what to do. Can you come over and, like, can we watch him, like, and can you give me your second opinion as to, like, how he's being and stuff? And chat, like, from the day, his vet appointment was on Monday. So from his vet appointment until probably Wednesday, his second ER visit, Dills and I, we took shifts watching him around the clock. We took shifts watching him around the clock. I took the night shift, and Dylan would take the day shift. And so I've barely, like, slept at all this week. Honestly, I've just been, you know, yeah. So, I would stay up until 5 a.m. until I, like, couldn't anymore. And then, Dylan would kind of take over from there and, like, watch him. But, so I call him, he comes over, we're both keeping an eye on him the whole night. And I was already really tired from, like, his super early vet appointment. Dylan's already really tired because he had to cameraman all day for Ari. So we're both, like, thinking, like, you know, oh, like, before all this, like, we were very close to, like, knocking out. Like, I was just very close to, like, going to sleep early that night, okay? I was very close to just going to sleep early that night. And so this is going to be the mini funny part in this whole thing. So because I am a League fiend, and I was watching Pierre at the same time, Pierre would be, like, he would be, like, knocked out and then uncomfortable and then knocked out, and, you know, chat, all I'm gonna say is, if I didn't stay up, I was so close to going to sleep. If I hadn't stayed up to play League while I was watching Pierre, all I'm saying, yeah, if I didn't, like, cause chat, like, I really want to emphasize this once again, cause this is a very critical, important detail in the whole story, bro. See, chat, like, see, this is why it all just pisses me off, cause that doctor has no idea that, like, if I was a normie, if I had a normie schedule, okay, let's just say if I had a regular sleep schedule, if I were to go to sleep early, Pierre would not have made it, all right? Pierre would not have made it. And if I didn't stay up to play those extra games, like, I wouldn't have been up. I was this close to falling asleep at 11 p.m., chat. I was this close, and all I'm gonna say is, low-key, chat, W's in chat for League, because, like, if I didn't stay up to play those extra games, I wouldn't have known. So, I stay up to play, and then all of a sudden it's 3 a.m, and Pierre's awake now, and this is the part where it was really scary. So after my games, I'm, like, watching him, and I'm like, you know, I like nudged him. I'm like, yo, like, look, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I mean. Like, he's not okay. He's walking around. Pierre looks super uncomfortable, super in pain, super uncomfortable. Things are just not good. We put him on my bed here. We put him on my bed, and we're like, okay, maybe we need to just give him a little more gabapentin. Maybe he just needs to sleep it off. Maybe it, like, really hurts this time, you know? And then, Dylan's watching him, and I'm like, I just give him some GABA, and then I go to the kitchen, and I'm, like, putting it away, and I hear Dylan go, like, oh my God, like we need to take him somewhere now. Bro, my heart drops. And before I even went to the kitchen, like put it away, like you could tell like on Pierre's face, like he just shook and like he just showed pain in like such a way that like I have never seen before in my life, bro. And so it was really bad. Like he just wasn't like he looked like he almost like seized up, you know what I'm saying? And like he looked like he was almost about to have a seizure. And he like could barely keep his eyes open, and like his head was like droopy and shit. And like, so we freak out. We call this hospital, and we're telling them everything that's going on. The doctor's like, this is an emergency. You need to bring him in. He definitely has a blockage. And so we take him to the ER. For the first time, and we take him to the ER, and lo and behold, he's fucking blocked up. He has a blockage, and within we put him on the table. Within 2 seconds of this doctor holding him, she was able to tell that he was instantly blocked up. Whereas that other motherfucker who needed to x-ray him twice for no reason and held him for prolonged periods of time couldn't fucking tell. And sure, whatever, like, maybe Pierre wasn't blocked up as seriously then, but nothing that they tested for would have told them that, I just can't believe it. So, within 2 seconds of holding him, she's like, yep, he's severely blocked up, and we need to, like, we need to do the unblocking procedure, like, immediately. And so, yeah. I am explaining to her, like, everything that's going on. I tell her this whole story that I just told you guys about my experience at the vet and da-da-da-da-da. Thank God I took a picture of this, chat. Thank God I took a picture of these records, right? Because I'm like, I understand he has to go into procedure. Like, let me show you what they did to him today. Let me show you what they did to him this morning. Just because, like, just so she knows, right? And she's like, thank God you showed me this because number one, there are some things I need to I need to not give him now because of what they've given him today. And number two, chat, she looks at everything that I show her all the records. She looks at everything. She rolls her eyes and she literally expressed like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this, because she literally sucked her teeth and she was like, all this, basically confirming all the stuff that they did for him, useless. And she was like, I can't believe it. And then this blood test, right, chat? Yeah, this is a general blood test that wouldn't even test for anything. Like, she literally rolled her eyes at everything, bro. She rolled her eyes at everything and was like, bruh, like, I can't believe that, like, they did that, because that is not even, remotely what was needed. And so, yeah. All that money wasted, I know, which is why I'm like, because chat, like, I'm going to build everything up because the least I can fucking do is get my money back, because, like, that is unbelievable. And if they don't give me my money back, like, then I'm going to definitely try to take it to a more serious level. But, yeah. So because that's just not right. So they give him this injection. They gave him like a pain medication, and where he would also be kind of loopy. And so Pierre's like super high, while we're still waiting for all the girls to like perform this procedure. And I just want to say W Vet ER, they instantly knew what was up. They set up everything with urgency, with care. They listened to me. They had a whole conversation with me. She read to me all of the options that I had. That she explained everything to me. And even while the procedure was going on, I was allowed to be there. She was showing me everything that she was doing and explaining everything that she was doing and showing me the literal crystals in his urine. She was showing me how they looked like. She gave me everything. She was goated. She was like an angel that saved us that night. Yeah. She was like an angel, and without her, I don't even know. And everyone there who was present really, really like was just very urgent and quick to act and treated him with such care. And he's loopy. Then they like, they shave his little arm. They take more blood, and then then they put him on the table. And then it's like, it's crazy when you see your vet at like the hospital, because it's like, yo, like they really had you up on that table, like unconscious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had never seen Pierre like that before in my life, so it was just like, holy fuck. So here was, you have pictures too. Here was him before that afternoon, after that first after the vet appointment that I took him, before he had to go to the ER. This was him looking super uncomfortable, trying to lock in. And then this was him right when he was at the ER, right when they gave him the pain medication that was making him super loopy. And you know what's crazy too is that, like, with all the research that I've done, like, I read this one Reddit post where the person who answered was a vet technician, I think, and the person, OP was writing this Reddit post saying, like, animals and cats, like, they're all pretty metal. Like, by the time they're even showing symptoms that they're hurting, it is bad. Like, if we had, like, as humans, right? If we had a stomach ache, like, shit, we'd be showing that we might like lay down for a while. Like, no. So he was probably struggling for so long before he like couldn't help but like show these symptoms. So yeah, that is like a huge thing, especially cats. Like, yeah, they really like thug it out. They really thug it out until they can't anymore. Like, so yeah, that was him. Yeah, and then this was him immediately, like, when they put him on the table. I put this picture on his GoFundMe and stuff. Yeah, this was him. He was a super strong boy, and they, yeah, I know, I just can't. But another little funny tidbit of this whole story, that this doctor lady, she was like, oh my god, he's like eating up these drugs right now, he's like a meth head, oh my god. So like, as he was on this table like this, they had to like constantly give him pain medication because this chungus was just like absorbing it at such a degree. And like, he would like, you could see him on the table like blink a little bit. Yeah, he was actually being Fentbert. Like, he was actually being Fentbert, and he was like opening his eyes like and like blinking a little, and they'd have to like give him more. He needed that shit. He really needed that shit. So he was like, yeah. So she was literally like, oh my god, he's like a meth head. He's like a crackhead. And yeah, he was being Fentbert. So there's that. So then they did the procedure. Again, she's like showing me the crystals in his urine. And basically what they do when they unblock is that they have to take they take this metal thing, it's called a catheter, right, chat, and they put it in his urethra, in his penar. And they basically have to drain out all of the urine and then flush, like, and then fill it back up with saline and like flush it all out. Yeah, in the peanuts, yeah. And they have to flush it all out. So they flushed out all his, they like drained out all his urine, and they flush out all of like the crystals that are in his urine. And so they did that. And as she's like showing me like how his urine looks like, and I shit you not, chat, yeah, like she showed me the tube of it, and lo and behold, in his urine, it literally looks like microsalt, like micro crystals, like it, yeah. Bro had rocks in his bladder. Thank God it wasn't that as because like in serious cases, what that will turn into is kidney and bladder stones, right? Like where they will literally form together and turn into massive stones. But this was like the baby version of that, where yeah, I saw it. It literally looked like sand. He had sand in his bladder, and that was getting caught in his urethra, and that's why he can't pee, because it like hardens. So then this is him directly after the procedure, high on Valium. There he was, my little stinker butt. My little baby. He was so high. He was so high on Valium. Yeah. And, like, he is such a beast, though, chat. He was such a beast, because he was high on Valium. And at that point, chat, he was high on Valium, high on the pre-existing gabapentin, high on so many different things. And he was still standing up, trying to get that cone off, being like, yo, what is going on? Like, meowing. Like, he's a tank, bro. He is a tank. Yeah, that's him. Look at my baby. Yeah, he tough as fuck, right? So, so I'm gonna keep it real, right, chat? And I probably should have just kept him at the hospital after that first time. But they have like if this happens to you, right, you have a couple options. So first option is you drop $7,000 to do this and to keep him at the hospital for a couple days to make sure the inflammation goes out and like everything, right? Or you have the second option, which is like they do the unblocking procedure and then you take him home, which is obviously less money. And so I'm thinking at the time, and I probably just, once again, I should have just did that. I messed up. But you know, I'm thinking in my mind, we'll do the unblocking thing and then we'll go home. Because yeah, $7,000 is like, that's not money I can just, you know, not think twice about, you know? So, I did the unblock and go thing, which was still thousands of dollars. And you know, after all that, they prescribe him, and we're about to go home. They prescribe him more gabapentin. They upped his intake of gabapentin, and they prescribed him a tranquilizer. And he had to be on those two for the next few days. And she was telling me, like, I'm gonna prescribe you this tranquilizer because new studies have shown like a very high success rate of people pairing gabapentin and this tranquilizer if they do the unblock and go, if you know, and he doesn't stay at the hospital. Because a big thing is that he needs to stay not stressed, and he needs to stay as calm as possible, because if he's not, then that's what will build up inflammation in his body, and that's what will cause more of those stones to produce. So I'm like, okay, he's going to be like tranquilizered out. He's going to have all this medication. I'm going to watch him around the clock. I'm going to feed him all this. Like, I'm going to keep him hydrated. Like, chat, I was with him for all of these days. And I was thinking in my head, which, once again, I probably should have just kept him at the ER. Thank you.
God WWDDDA.
Thank you. MMM. And then, so, yeah. So we go home. And, you know, he's on this tranquilizer, and the gabapentin and like the food, they were nice enough to give us a couple cans of food, of the special food that he needed, because he just has to, he can only eat this food for the rest of his life, and he can't have dry food or anything, and he can't so that's a whole other thing that will make me cry, which I'll talk about in a bit. So, I bring him home, and, at this point, it must have been, like, 6 a.m, and I put him in my bed with me. He's sleeping with me. He's super loopy, and he was, at this point, super at risk for injury. So I had to, like, block off a lot of different places in my house, to make sure that he, you know, wouldn't fall down someplace or hurt himself. Even if he if he jumped off the table wrong, like, it would have been cooked. But yeah, so he was just super loopy, and I kept a very close eye on him. And then Dylan would come back in between and, you know, take his day shifts for like watching over. And then yeah. So then watching him, he was pretty good for those couple days after his first ER exam. He was pretty good. He was being silly. There was one night, holy fuck, where he kept me like up all night because he kept trying to break into this one place, and I was like, yo, dude, like, you can't, like, if you do that, you're gonna get hurt. I had to like watch him. And like, yeah, he was just being like a silly little he was acting like him again for one night, you know. And I was on the phone with Amanda the whole time, and I was like, I'm so exhausted and I'm so tired, but like, this is still a good thing that he is being super fucking annoying right now, because like, that's Pierre, bro. Like, yes, you know, he's being himself. So yeah, then you know, comes the next day. He is this time sleeping a lot, and not eating. And I was like, oh frick, like I need to pay attention to this, because like, I don't know. And I'm thinking that like, and after this went on like the whole day, and at some point I call them again. I'm like, hey, you know, he's supposed to get another dose of this, like, of his tranquilizer, of this, and another thing, his gabapentin. He was supposed to get another dose of like all of his medicine. Also, thank you so much. I think someone else also just gave $50. Thank you so much to the Pierre Fund. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. $750. That's insane. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll open that and I'll read that to you guys. Well, I won't read it, but because you guys can read for yourselves, but I'll show you guys what the GoFundMe looks like if you haven't seen it already. But so I call them. I'm like, hey, he hasn't eaten all day. And that's like the scary part, right? Especially like the first 48 hours after the unblocking procedure is like super critical. Like you have to keep an eye on him, and it's like the most important time. And so that whole time was spent trying to get him to eat, because the more he eats, the more fluid he gets in his body, the more water he gets in his system, and the more comfortable I would feel even just giving him a tranquilizer. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like this is a little little baby Chungus cat we're talking about. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like like if I was on like a painkiller and a tranquilizer at the same time, like you wouldn't want to eat, like, not take all that stuff on like an empty stomach. You know what I'm saying? I only feed him wet food, so there's that. So yeah, so I was like worried about all that, and I called him again. I'm like, yo, he's not eating this time. And like, you know, both the person on the phone with me at the same hospital, and me, were both like thinking at that point, maybe he's just like super tranked out. Like, maybe he's just like super tired, super out of it. Like, he could barely even like stay up for prolonged periods of time because of this like, I'm thinking it's all because of his medicine and stuff that's keeping him super sedated, and that's why he can't eat. And she's like, yeah, skip out on the tranquilizer, don't give him that, just give him the gabapentin as needed, and then like proceed, you know. And so I skipped out on that, and then I tried to just get him to eat as much as I could, and he was just not eating. But for my cat owners, like, I don't know what is in Churu, but like, they're like these squeezy treats, chat. They're like basically like cat Go-Gurts, and they're called Churus, and like universally, I swear, every single cat loves them. It's like crack, okay? It's like crack. And I was putting Churu on his food, and after I did some research, and that's okay, you can do that. I was putting Churu on his food to try to like encourage him to eat. And like another funny moment, he had a blocked bladder again, was tranked out on insane painkillers. He would hear me open up the container of Churu, and he would immediately get up and be awake for it. Like, I don't know what is in Churu. But like, the fact that he was still able to like get up and like want that's our fat chud, bro. That's our fat chud. Right. Yeah, he's a tank. So he would still like get up and like still like eat, have like the churro and stuff, but he just wasn't eating more and more progressively. And at this point throughout the 48 hours, he is like, oh my God, chat, after the first, after his procedure, he went missing at a point. Like, I'd woken up and I realized he's not in bed with me. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, where is he? I found him passed out in his litter box, like, multiple times. Like, I went to his litter box and bro was passed out in there. And this happened to him many times. So there was that. Like, he was so, like, out of it that he would be passed out in his litter box. He would be peeing himself in his own urine, like, in his own litter box. He'd be peeing himself and then passing out in it from the medicine and possibly even from the pain, I would say. So, yeah. And so throughout all that, he's just peeing himself. And I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe that is still a good thing because, like, I'm thinking, okay, he's still passing urine. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still passing urine. And so that's what I had to do today. I had to, like, wash his bed and, like, wash everything. Like, now that he is at the hospital, I have time to, like, re-clean everything, clean up all the floors again, like, wash his bed, wash his towel, everything. But yeah, he was peeing himself a lot and passing out in his litter box. And then, and then fast forward back to, him not eating now. I'm watching him. He is just refusing to eat. I, like, tried so hard doing the true thing, trying to hand feed him, trying to, like, hold the food bowl up to him, and all that. He's just not eating. He just wants to sleep. And then I'm keeping an eye out. And there were a few times where he went to the litter box and he tried. He wouldn't strain. That's another thing that you need to look out for if your pet is, like, straining to pee, if they're, like, trying to force it. But he would go to the litter box. He wouldn't strain, but then nothing would come out. So I'm like, okay, but he is still peeing himself. And then there were a couple times where he still would go to the litter box and then a little bit of pee would come out. I don't know. So then that's why I was like, okay, keep an eye on him. Maybe it's because he doesn't have enough food in his system. Like, there's just so many things that are going through my mind. Like, maybe he doesn't have enough food in his system because he's been sleeping all day because of the medicine, and that's why he's not peeing, even though he thinks he needs to. And, like, it's also, like, a mental thing because, like, afterwards, after the whole thing, like, after his first unblocking procedure, he, like, did that same thing where I think where I felt like it was a mental thing. Like, he just felt like, yo, there's a litter box. I've been doing this for hella days. Like, I probably need to just go. But anyways, I pass out on the couch watching him, and at, like, 5 a.m, Dylan pulls back up, and Dylan pulls back up. I pass out on the couch. Then at 5 a.m, Dylan's like, dude, you need to look at this. And he, like, moves Pierre's legs a little bit, and lo and behold, there is something on his urethra. There was, like, not blood, but it was, like, it was just this, like, white-looking thing that was there. And it could have been a lot of things, because it could be, like drainage and stuff for, like, after the procedure is, like, yeah, it could have been, like, mucus. It could have been, like, anything, right? Because, like, all the drainage stuff coming out of him, like, that's normal. Like, we looked it up. That's normal, so that's why we weren't worried about it when we would see it there, here and there. But then this time, at 5 a.m, move his leg, it's there. I also bought a bunch of these wet wipes to, like, clean him, and these, like, pet safe wet wipes to, like, clean him because he just reeked, man, of pee. And I clean him, and I take it, I feel it. It's gritty. It's stones. Holy fuck. It's like he reblocked, basically, Chad. He reblocked a second time, and this time, yeah. Yeah, it was literally like a rock, chat. Like, it was gritty like sand. And yeah, and then, like, we found more where they're, like, hardened together. And it could be confused for, like, litter, chat. Like, so that's, yeah. So then, boom, we have to take him to the ER again. Was he passing the stones, or, yeah, he, like, passing the stones is just never, like, a good thing still, because it will still harden and it will still plug him up and it will still block him. So if you just see it, he can't, he's just not, it just doesn't work like that, unfortunately, because I thought that same thing too, like, was he passing it, or like, is he fine? No, because eventually it will just harden, and then his pee will be blocked and he can't go again. So yeah, take him back to the ER. And yeah, boom, this time I had to pick the 7K option to just keep him there, and that's where we're at now, chat. Yeah, that's where we're at right now, because, yeah, so he's, at the hospital right now, and they unblocked him again, and this time, when they keep them there, when they keep, the cat there, when they keep a patient there for an unblocking thing at the hospital, they have to keep the catheter in him, and they have to suture it onto him. So, yeah, so they did that, and they sewed it onto him, and they had to do all these x-rays and stuff again to like make sure that the catheter was like sitting in place properly, and then yeah, so that's that. And he's been at the hospital since then, and that was Wednesday morning. And this is how he looked. Here, this is how he looked after his first unblocking, when he was chilling on the bed with me before he passed out in his litter box. This is him. And then this was him sleeping all day before we found out that he was blocked up again. And oh my god, wait till I tell you guys this. You guys are gonna laugh so hard when I show you this video. But here's him at the ER again. This is the second time. They have a little collar, they have a little thing on him that says his patient name. Here's him now with the like, this is him with the catheter in, and like everything with it sewn in and like it tied around his tail and stuff. And this is like the cage that he's staying in. That he's been staying in for the last couple of days. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And he's just been there. And then this morning I got a text from his doctor. There were two doctors who like treated him. There's like the first amazing lady who treated him the first time, and then there's this other lady who treated him who was definitely more nonverbal, which I didn't love because I wished that she would like tell me more of what was going on. But regardless, still a good doctor who took care of him. And she texted me this morning and said that he's been really great, that he's a pleasure to have at the hospital, and that he's a very sweet boy. And she said that regardless though of whatever treatment, he will always be at risk of a blockage for the rest of his life, unless I get this surgery, which she didn't say, but I already knew about the surgery. But there is a surgery. It's called there's a whole name for it, but it's called, like, for short, it's called the PU surgery, which I am seriously thinking about, because I do know other friends of mine where they also had to do the same thing. And yeah, so there's the surgery that he could probably have, which I am seriously considering in the near future, where basically it would widen his urethra so that like this wouldn't happen ever again. But once again, that's just like more stuff I need to think about soon. And so yeah, chat, he's been there. I could have picked him up today, but I felt like I just told him, like, I'll just keep him there for longer, or as long as he needs. I want him to be eating and like being able to pee again. And so I'm gonna pick him up tomorrow morning. And yeah, so that's everything. That's everything, chat. And yeah, so basically he could really only have this urinary diet for the rest of his life. And there's 2 main brands that make this urinary diet. There's one that he kept getting prescribed, that he has a lifelong prescription to. But this is the part that really kind of gets to me. 'Cause you guys know how I am and how I take care of them and stuff, and like all the stuff that I like to buy. And every time I like feed them on stream, I like show you guys like, all the stuff and all the cool treats and all like the special like supplements and all that. And he like I don't think he can't have that anymore. And when I was doing all the research for all this stuff, there's only like 2 brands that make a urinary prescription diet for cats, and like the main brand that he kept getting prescribed to, it's always some shit like morsels in loaf, or morsels in sauce, or like loaf in sauce. And like I hate that shit, because it doesn't even say chicken on it or anything. So it's like a whole lot. Yeah, it's just like 2 options. It's either like meat or like smaller pieces of meat in sauce, and I hate that so much. And that's like the really heartbreaking part of it. Like you guys know, I be getting them all like the freeze dried, like really good shit. Like they be eating better than me, And I really loved giving him all that stuff, but he can't have that for the rest of his life, I think. Yeah, it's an adjustment, and I need to be able to. And I need to be able to like find there's definitely other options. I think he can only really have like crude protein, like just chicken, nothing else. Or like, just like steamed fish only, like as a treat, or like, so I had to basically make adjustments to like everything, like all the subscriptions for his food and litter and everything. I changed everything. And yeah, so that's what happened. And here's a funny thing though, chat. Yeah, I do have another cat. I have 2 cats. His sister, Luna, and she's been good. So basically what the doctor at the hospital told me is that it's okay if Luna has his food. It's okay if she eats the urinary food. He just can't eat her food. He can't eat her normal food. So I also had like dry urinary food because I accidentally ordered it. And so before all this happened, I was still like feeding him that, but I would rehydrate it with water. But I switched it all, and then so Luna also has been eating like his urinary dry food sparingly, and she's fine. But here's the funny thing, okay, chat? So after getting him a bunch of the urinary wet food, like the cans, and then finding out that like, oh, it's okay if Luna has his food, he just can't have her food. So she ate. There was one night where she ate some of his urinary wet food from the same brand, from like the brand, like, from the same brand of the dry food that she was eating of his. And I found out, we found out that Luna had like an allergic reaction to like the wet food, and she's totally fine. I looked it up. It's like a common thing apparently. She had an allergic reaction, chat, and her chin swelled up. And she's totally fine now. Trust, don't worry. This is a very common thing that happens. But so she won't, obviously I won't be feeding her or letting her eat that wet food at all. But I thought this was pretty funny because her chin swelled up, chat, and she looked like baby Thanos, guys. She looked like, this is Luna, chat. Her chin swelled up, and it looked like she had like the Chad like Mog filter on, that like all of those cat compilations have, like when they're mogging. Look at what happened. Is that not insane? Like, oh my god, hold on. Let me play it. She, like, yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Her chin. She literally looks like she has the mocking filter on. It was like so jarring. I was like, oh my god. I was like, what happened to you? Oh my god, look. She looks like baby Thanos. I've never seen that before in my life. But yeah, literally like the Mog filter, right? But she's totally fine. And honestly, chat, like if I'm gonna keep it 100p, she was definitely comforting Pierre when he was here and in pain. But low key, chat, I think she'd been having the time of her life that with him not in the house. And like to be completely fair, like he does mess with her a lot. He be eating her food. He be smacking her in the face to get off like all his spots. Like, so she been like really having a great time, like not having to deal with that. She has like only child syndrome right now, where she's like being super sweet and like she doesn't think twice about eating her food, and like she doesn't look around, like, so yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, chat, that is the whole story of everything. I know it was a lot, but yeah, that's really it. So yeah, yeah. So now I will be actually looking at chat for real, of reading and answering and talking. But yeah, guys, that's everything. And I just want to say once again, thank you so much to everyone who has donated to me even before I made the GoFundMe. I had a lot of people reach out and message me sweet messages, and also just like send me money, whether it was on Cash App or PayPal or anything. Like, thank you so much. You have no idea how much that helps and how much that means to me. And yeah, it's just been all going towards, I got another litter box. I got 2 litter boxes, more of the special food that he needs, different litter. It's honestly all the money's just been going back to like him and the bills and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting him on the Hills prescription. He was on Royal Canin, which is the one that doesn't have any options, that doesn't say whether it's chicken or not, or anything. So I'm switching him to Hills now because I believe Hills will work better. Because there's at least like from the Hills brand, at least they'll say like chicken and vegetable stew. Like I can't sleep at night knowing my cat is eating something called loaf for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? So at least with Hills, there's like different options, and there's like a little bit more. And also what I'm realizing too, and from everything that I've learned, if you have a male cat, try not to feed them fish all the time. So the problem is with him producing crystals all the time is the fact that basically any food that he eats that has like fish and stuff, it's like high in like calcium, like phosphorus. I don't know if that's the right thing, but it's basically high in a lot of all these minerals, which is what causes the stones to form. So like, don't feed hella fish. They need to be eating like chicken mostly. And yeah, so that's what I learned. I learned that fish was can be a huge catalyst, or is at least fish is like higher in all of those different minerals than like other just regular stuff. Yeah, so yeah, the foods, yeah, it's definitely more expensive. Like it's gonna cost at least $150 extra per month to feed him now. And yeah. So if you guys have male cats, just try not to feed them super these foods that are super dense in these kinds of minerals, because that will, build up those stones quicker. And yeah, so that is what happened. That is my story of Pierre and everything. Yeah, I really can't wait to see him tomorrow. And I was going to visit him today, but I had to just like prep for him coming home, and I had to work on so much stuff. So Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know. I know there have been a lot of people who have been messaging me, and I'm trying my best to like respond to everything as best I can. But I am seeing them and I am reading them. So thank you. So thank you so much. I really can't stress it enough. And like, I think a big thing too that I thought was pretty crazy was the fact that last night I made the announcement saying that I would go live today to talk about everything, and I made the GoFundMe, and I haven't posted it on any of my socials yet, because I just kept going live late, and yeah, so but when I did just like make it and I posted it in just my general chat of Discord, it made over $500 within like 30 minutes. And I want to say like thank you so much to everyone who has donated through there and everything. Like, I thank you so much. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, and let me show you guys the page that I made. This is I've never made a GoFundMe before, and another really amazing person who has been able to support me emotionally throughout all this is Jalon. So huge W's in chat for Jalon, because she was like infuriated when she heard everything that happened with his vet, and she was like ready to fight for me, and you know, she was telling me that like, hey, I know I'm really proud of you for making the GoFundMe, because I know, you know, it could feel very vulnerable, and you know, because like that's how I really honestly felt, chat, because like I don't like asking you guys seriously for anything, because you guys are my community and you guys have your own lives to live, and you know, that's that, but I really do appreciate everyone who has helped. You know, it just really means a lot. So, and it really helps a lot too. But yeah, thank you guys so much. This is the page that I made. Yeah, I know it is a crazy looking goal. It does say 15K, because yeah, I already spent like 10K in the past couple of weeks. And the extra 5 is for the surgery that I'm like seriously considering that he needs, called the PU surgery. And this is it. Oh, why the fuck are there? Do you hear that shit? There's like fireworks outside my house. Thank God Pierre is not here right now. Living in Gotham. All right. But yeah, here it is. Here's the GoFundMe that I made. So yeah, thank you guys so much for almost 1K already. That's like close to 2K already being donated to me for this, which thank you so much. Yeah, so if you guys would like, check out the GoFundMe. Even if you can't donate, like, I seriously would appreciate if you guys even just shared it. Even just sharing it really, really helps. Why on February 6th of 2026 are there fucking fireworks out of my fucking crib? Anyways, but yeah, I typed up everything here if you guys wanted to read the whole story in the condensed version. But like I said, this GoFundMe will be going towards his existing medical bills that I already paid for, and anything else he probably needs, like in his recovery, as well as his surgery costs that I am very much thinking about getting in the near future when he's ready for that. But yeah, I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for donating. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, chat. Lunar New Year's not now, bruh. Let me just say that. So yeah, even just sharing it, even if it's $1, even if it's anything, it'll be going towards this little guy. Hold on, let me show you guys the pictures. I have more pictures too. I could only put 5 pictures on GoFundMe, but there were so many pictures that I was looking at, like going back towards everything. Like, this is my little guy. This is him. This is us. Yeah, this is my baby. And that's him again. This is my stinker. So, yeah, that's him. And then I have more pictures too that I want to show you guys, because I was going through some like old photos. So I have I have this photo here. This is when they were baby. This was the first time he was on stream. Chat. Look at him. Look at them. Before he was a fat chud. He's so cute. Yeah, this is the first time they're on stream ever. Look at baby Luna. Look at baby Pierre. Isn't he so cute? He's too cute, bro. I can't. I love him. Yeah, and then I have this picture. Yeah, this is my life. He rules my life. He's the sweetest boy. And then I wanted to put this picture, the one where he looks like a Persian rug, but but I felt like the other ones would be just fine too. So yeah, here's the one where he looks like a Persian rug. Oh, here's the one with him and his girlfriend. This is his girlfriend, chat. This is the plushie. He's so cute, isn't he? And I have this silly one. I have the silly one. Wait, no, this is not it. Where's the silly one? No. Where's the silly one? I think I closed it. Yeah, here's a silly one. And then... Oh, here's a really old picture of us. I didn't post this one. I made it my profile picture on GoFundMe, though. But, yeah. This is when I first got him. They have no idea. They have no idea that he's a Fenfert Philly cat who's from the streets. And then yeah, this is my favorite picture of him though, when he was a kitten. Is he not? Chat, I swear, I'm not even trying to flex, but like, yo, everywhere that I take Pierre, everywhere, even at that fuck ass vet office, everyone's always like, oh my god, he's so handsome. Like, he's just a sweet, handsome boy. I'm like, I know, right? And he's just an unforgettable guy. He's just unforgettable, you know? So, yeah, I will probably be, pushing to raise money on this GoFundMe, for as long as it really takes, as long as I can have it up, I guess I will do that. But yeah, even just sharing it, sending it, and, yeah, doing that, will really be helpful. I also added some random, like, if you're more comfortable with knowing where your money goes, which I totally understand too, you guys can also check out my throne. I have been putting stuff that he will definitely be needing, in his recovery. If you want to check that out too, I'll definitely be adding more stuff as well. But yeah, in terms of all the Pierre stuff, that's really it. So you guys can check that out if you'd like. But yeah, I would like to talk a little bit about how the streams have been and will be affected. So I am really sad about all this because, you know, this kind of came up out of nowhere, and this was actually like a crisis. This was like truly a crisis. But I was going to be traveling like so soon, chat. I was going to be traveling and streaming and doing a bunch of crazy shit next week, and you guys would have loved it. But I obviously, of course, I canceled all of that because I need to be at home, and I need to be with him, and I need to also, you know, be able to recuperate a little bit, because yeah, I did just drop 10K, which is crazy. And I don't even, like, I just want to preface this so hard. I don't even really care about the money at all. And I'm actually kind of shocked at how much I'm not thinking about all the money that I lost, because this is the first time in my life that I had to drop so much money at one point in one go. But it is really, really insane. And I'm sure any of you who have animals and pets and who also had to maybe deal with something similar, as I did, it's actually so fucking crazy how fast it is to just lose that. to just lose like a lump sum of your bank account. And I hope that, you know, I just hope that this doesn't ever need to happen ever again. Especially to places like his vet that are just displaying this insane case of negligence and literally are basically just scamming me. Like let's not put that lightly. Like, that's just what they did. They saw a person who was in crisis. They scammed me, and they didn't even fix anything. If you're gonna scam me, the least you could do is at least fix the problem. If you're gonna upcharge me for everything, the least you could do is at least fix the problem. I don't know. Cause I'm the type of person, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are like that too, where even if it was going to cost an arm and a leg, even if it was going to be upcharged like crazy, even if it was going to be like this insane like loss, I would say yes in a heartbeat to like save my pet, you know? And I just can't believe that they, like, genuinely, chat, to their knowledge, they have no idea that Pierre had to be rushed to the ER twice. And I'm just so disappointed. I'm like beyond disappointed. I'm like infuriated about everything that happened. Cause like, yeah, if I had listened to them, if I had heeded their advice, if I listened to what they were telling me, and if I just followed them, if I had even gone to sleep early that night, this would be a whole different story. And yeah, they just didn't care. Yeah, they literally just used my emotional state and extorted me for money. That's literally what they did. And some tactics that these people use is talking at you really, really fast, overwhelming you with a bunch of information that you probably won't really know about unless you did real research on. And yeah, using your pet as leverage over you, basically. Whether he should keep, yeah, so I know. And like I said before, for those of you who didn't catch this or had just come in or whatever, they still haven't called me. Which is just insane. Because, like, to their knowledge, no, it wasn't Blue Pearl in the city. To their knowledge, like, I'm still expecting that blood test, the blood test results. I'm still expecting my answers to come out of that blood test. I'm still expecting a check-in. I'm still expecting, like, all these things, and they didn't give it to me. They haven't even called me. They haven't even called me to check up. Hey, is he okay? Hey, how's he doing today? Hey, do you need us to book another vet appointment, like a follow-up? Nothing. Zero. Yeah. So, now, yeah. For the same things vary a lot, I know. So that's what I'm learning a lot, and, you know, I'm not saying that I'm glad this happened by any means. I am not. I wish this never happened. But with any horrible situation, there's always something to learn from it. And I have learned a lot about vet care and all of these technical terms and all of these things that have happened. I learned so much about. And yeah, insurance is super important. Unfortunately, let me also graze on this topic too for anyone who is curious. Unfortunately, Pierre is still in the waiting period for his insurance. Yeah. And so because he's still in his waiting period, all of this is probably not going to be covered because they count it as a pre-existing condition. So that's why I basically just had to pay all of it out of pocket. Yeah. So yeah. Pet insurance isn't talked about enough. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really want to tell you guys or recommend you guys anything yet because quite frankly, with his insurance right now, it's not like they've helped me in some sort of degree that I can even give you insight on. So I don't feel comfortable recommending you something because I have any, like, they ain't paying for it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's insane to see how healthcare in the U.S. not only fails humans, but could possibly potentially even fail like animals. But yeah, so that's just what I want to say. He's still in his waiting period. I got him his insurance before all this happened because I had like a feeling, but I looked at everything and yeah, it just won't cover everything. Hopefully, maybe by the time he needs his surgery, which I am very much like considering about getting, maybe by then, hopefully it'll cover a little bit. But regardless, I'm just preparing for it. I'm just preparing for it. And oh my God, wait. Did someone just donate $200? Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Let me, I want to thank all of you guys. Hold on. Let me just go to my thing. Freaking Christ. How do I, thank you so much, Anonymous. Thank you so much for the gifted, for the $200. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. It really means a lot. Like, because, yeah, you guys, and once again, you guys absolutely do not need to donate. You guys have your own lives to live. You guys have your own expenses to deal with. But just, you know, if you guys care to, if you guys want to help Pierre recover, the GoFundMe is there. Anything helps, small or large, even just sharing the link. You know, I really appreciate that. And I have had some friends already who have shared the link and reposted it on their story, which I really, really appreciate. Thank you. Pierre is an unforgettable guy, and yeah, that's just what I gotta say. So, but yeah, I was going to travel, literally next week. So I'm super bummed out about that, but this is, you know, what's important and how my cards are playing out for me right now. So, yeah, next week was supposed to be like my big bang of like, let's get 2026 started, and I was gonna fucking go crazy and like do all these crazy streams and be on my traveling shit. But I know in my heart, and I have faith that, like, you know, that a lot more opportunities will present themselves. Because, you know, when I'm in my flow state, there's magic to be done. So, yeah. So it'll all work out. Were you about to travel to Austin? I feel like, hey, that's all I'm gonna say. Computer activate flow state. Yeah, and you guys were making those computer jokes in my general, like computer activate, drop 1 million on Pierre's GoFundMe right now. And that was actually, like, that actually made me laugh for the first time this whole week. Today was the first time I laughed and listened to music and, like, ate some sushi that I like to eat. W computer. So, yeah. Yeah. So, healing a little bit. So Pierre is going to come back tomorrow. I know. You guys were playing Lort in the VC and stuff. We were making a lot of those during the Lort VC night. I know. I just want to let you guys know that please also don't feel like bad or weird to be using my Discord like in a normal fashion. Honestly, that is what I want to see. I want you guys to be using my Discord. It makes me happy. I loved seeing you guys in the VC when I was going through a crisis. I loved seeing you guys in my general. I love seeing you guys just like exist, and you know, because you guys are my support system. You guys are my community, and it honestly really helped a lot. Like, no funny shit, chat. No funny shit. So yeah, please use my Discord and, you know, type in there and be normal. Just keep Pierre in your hearts. That's all I really ask. Just keep him in your hearts. You know, he's a sweet boy who's always in my streams, and I can say for certain that if any of you guys met him, he would come right up to you, be like, "Yo, what's up?" Maybe sniff you a couple times, and then find you later in the night and maybe try to snuggle with you. Like, that's literally how he is. So yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So with that being said, yeah, let me show you guys like what I've been doing a little bit. So, You guys might notice that. So that is their litter box type thing that used to be by my bathroom. But I need to keep this here now because they need to have 2 litter boxes. So the big thing is just like reducing stress. So I'm gonna keep one here in my office and then one in their original spot. And then honestly, it kind of looks cool there. And like, that is it backwards. Like I'm gonna flip it around when he's like ready to use that. And also another thing for my cat owners, a giant open litter box is the best option for cats. Anything where they need to jump down into it, or if it's like too enclosed or anything, it causes stress. I'm learning all this stuff right now. So yes, yeah. So any litter box where you need to jump into it, or is not like this just open one, like that one, it stresses them out and it inflames them. And when they're stressed out, like they inflame, their bodies get inflamed. Mitski, what the freak? I streamed with my mom on my bed. But yeah, computer, give him cracked FL Studio, but the mixing controls are all off by 1 key. That's crazy. 2016 times? Yeah. I mean, I don't think my mom was on stream in 2016, but with this new info, yes. So it stresses them out, which causes inflammation. So that's one thing I learned. I have one new fountain. I need to get a second fountain. And also having fountains and bowls of water oh my gosh, wait. Wait, oh my god, wait, it's working. Holy shit, wait, it's working. Oh my god, I just got $200. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea. Like, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this helps. Thank you. Yeah, so, yeah. With that being said, though, like I said, I wanted to travel more. Depending on how things go after I pick him up tomorrow, I would like to get back to streaming, even just normally, as soon as possible. This is my job. So I'm going to be working towards, just building back up consistency. And I'm kind of thinking that, maybe I don't need to tough it out all on my own. Maybe I can do some, Pierre recovery streams. Maybe we could all, watch him together. I could set up, a cat cam or whatever, and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm not going to try to rush back into things, but, if I can get back on it, and I am in a very, very fortunate and lucky position to have the sport that I do and be able to work from home and be able to have my life and my career so intertwined with each other. So, yeah, maybe we could do a cat cam, dog cam, 16 consoles. If I could do something like that, maybe we could just all spend time with Pierre and, yada, yada, yada. So that's what I'm maybe think about doing, because, 5 Pierre cat cams. So, yeah, we can spend time with him, watch him recover together. And yeah. So that's what we might be doing. But yeah, I pick him up tomorrow super early, and I washed his bed, his pee-soaked bed. I washed it today. And yeah, everything will fall into place. I think everything will fall into place, and hopefully we can get everything. I just want to get back to normal life, and I want Pierre to feel better, and I want him to get back to his normal life. I want everything to just be okay again. So yeah, I washed his bed. Because I literally already had to throw out so much stuff, because he would just pee in it and it would just be cooked. So but yeah, and then hopefully after all this is over, we can go back, see the little water thing. Hopefully we go back to saving up and trying to get my office to be cozy. But I think this being here works out kind of cool, because my vision is, now that this is here, which is their litter box container, I could use that kind of like as an end table, and then I'll put like a cute little love seat couch here and get a rug, and then my office will finally be like complete. Also, I like all these, like, again, another good thing that has come out of Crisis is that, like, because I need to switch up all this stuff, I also, you know, I've been changing up like where the litter box is, where some of the cat trees are, like where the fountain is and all that stuff. And I like all the changes that are happening. So yeah, I like all the changes that are happening. I think it will make you know, our whole vibe in here and my office and my house more functionable for not only just me but for them. So yeah, that's what I got going on right now. But yeah, that's it. And it is a lot less heavy now, and I feel a lot better just being able to express everything, which, again, thank you guys so much for being my safe space to be able to talk about all this stuff. Yeah. Yes. So that is it, really. I feel like, I feel like I probably won't keep streaming tonight. I'll probably just like talk with you guys a little bit more, outro, and then end, because I do want to, you know, be awake and pick him up as early as possible tomorrow and make sure he's all good. In terms of stream schedule, I'll just get back to it when I can and not self-isolate. So that's a big thing that I be doing. So yeah, I really missed you guys a lot. And I'm really happy that I was able to give you guys, like, the update, because I know so many of you guys, like, so many of you have been worrying about me and Pierre. Like, so many of you guys have been worrying about me and Pierre and, like, just caring about us. And just, like, I've had so many people tell me, like, yeah, I can't stop thinking about this. Like, are there updates and stuff? So yeah, this is what I wanted to do, and thank you guys for just giving me that time and that patience and that support and that love. So thank you. Yeah, if you guys want more, if you guys want like real-time updates, join my Discord. That's where I talk to you guys and give you guys updates like the most. I'm kind of like I'm kind of like soft retired off Twitter nowadays, so that's not really like a reliable source. I might try and post again on there, maybe, but mostly I just really care about Discord and Instagram. So I usually post stories there. But yeah, tomorrow I will be posting the GoFundMe and more updates on all my socials officially. I kind of just soft launched my GoFundMe on, you know, just for like the main community and like people who are close to me. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be posting this on my story and this on Twitter. So I would really appreciate if you guys just like shared it. Even just his story in general, I think is very important. Because I just can't stand for animals being neglected in any sort of way. And I just can't believe that I had to deal with this nightmare kind of case of like his vet, you know? And so, yeah, rest assured though, chat, that after he's okay and I make sure he's okay, like I'm gonna like take it to a serious level with his vet who like neglected him. So I'll be working on all that because yeah. So many pet owners probably lost their, but yeah, so many pet owners probably have no idea unless like, and that's the thing, like that's what gets me so livid, chat, is that like there are normal working class people who don't have this luxury of being able to stay home and watch their pet around the clock like I was able to have. If I had a job that required me to not be in my home, Pierre wouldn't have made it. If I even had just any sort of other responsibility, like it's just insane. And so for them to do this, not really knowing that I had this luxury, you actually just like, you just cooked me. You just cooked me. And not only that, but like you actually, under your negligence, my pet could have died. this is like not a game. And like they had the audacity to like get in my face and play in my face twice, not once but twice. So, and extort me for money. Like that's basically what happened. So once I get, you know, more stuff kind of situated with that, oh my god, what the heck? That was like $260 something. What? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Paul. But yeah, that's why I think like even if you guys just share the GoFundMe, and I hope people read it. I hope people think twice about where they're taking their pet. Even though, and like I just want to say too, like to preface this, the vet office that I go to is a very like renowned vet office, and they have great reviews. They have like people have had like, you know, good experiences there. They're highly rated, right? And even then, at a place like that, my pet was still at risk, and also I was scammed. So I just hope that even with Pierre's story, that everyone just thinks twice about where they take their pet, and to really go home and do the research. No one, I just want you guys to know, I'm not going to say no one, because I think that's wrong. I think there's actually a lot of really great professionals out there who would really give two shits about you and your pet and your case. But all I'm going to say is that no one out in the world is really going to take that time to do the research and to care about your pet the way that you would, okay? That's all I want to say about that. No one is going to notice these signs firsthand. No one is going to be by their side, and your pets don't have anyone to speak up for them besides you, really. That happened at the hospital. My mom, when she had her stroke, well-known, phenomenal reviews, but they changed her doctor for that one that didn't give a fuck. Switch hospitals after that. Yeah, like, yes, like this is, I think, a very common thing that kind of gets probably thrown under the rug a lot more than people think. I haven't tried an automatic litter box. I don't know if that's any better. I do know, I do have a lot of friends who do use automatic litter boxes and have good experiences with them. I'm just, me personally, I've always just used a regular one. I am trying to remember right now if the doctor that treated him the first time was saying that those also do cause stress. I don't really remember, but all I do know is that the regular, basic, giant litter boxes are the best for your pet. They're the safest option. They're the things that are going to cause the least amount of stress. So if I ever have any more intel about automatic litter boxes and I find out more, I'll definitely let you guys know. But from what I've heard, that is just the safest, like most default option that won't cost you a fortune. But yeah, so this type of stuff, this type of negligence, and this type of like fucking mistreatment and honestly just lack of care probably just happens so much with humans and with animals. And I want to say probably especially with animals, because animals they can't tell you, they can't speak up for themselves. And then also, yeah, like, you know, no one is going to do the research and be by their pet side other than you and other than me, for, you know. So yeah, that's why I think even just sharing the story, I hope everyone just learns from this and reads about it, because like, yeah, this shit is not a joke, and Pierre really could have died. And I like Choi like I see, knock on wood, like I don't even want to say that anymore. And yeah, and like I think a crazy thing too that broke my heart and was probably like, and I know this doctor, she was like, this is probably the last thing you want to hear, but like when things like this happen and people have no choice but to go to a super expensive ER or something for their pet, she literally read out one of the options as like and like she was like, I know this is the last thing that you want to hear, but you know, your final option is like euthanization, because, and some people will either have to put their pets down because they can't afford these bills, will surrender them to some people will surrender their pets to these hospitals because they can't afford to pay for these bills, And all that, and like I really want to stress that like all of that probably can be avoided if vets did their jobs right, and if people really start caring about the creatures that are in front of them that need help. And my final like last hoorah about that really just kills me is just like, if you're not gonna really care about animals, why are you going to go into the vet industry? If you're going to pretend that things are okay, play in my face, fucking tell me that, you know, oh yeah, you're good, you can just go home, no, he's fine, da 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 da. Why are you even working this job? Why are you lying through your teeth? Just don't be a vet. Maybe then you don't have to lie. Like, I don't know. So that's just my final thing. That's just my final thing. Being in the health workforce and not caring is just the most ironic thing. Like, why are you living a lie? Even for these people, like, I wish I could just sit in front of all of them and be like, even for yourself, like, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting my time and wasting your own if being earnest about your job isn't a priority? I don't know. I know. Yeah, so for those of you, I'm going to keep this short. I just don't feel like, you know, doing our dailies and doing, you know, what I usually do on my streams. I'm not doing that after this. But for my VOD watchers and my VOD frogs, I hope you guys, you know, kind of got the update that you needed. And thank you to you guys who also support and have been, all of you who have been by my side since, you know, day one with all of this stuff. Thank you. And be there for your pets, you know. Do that research. If you got that gut feeling that something is wrong, listen to it. Don't, you know, don't let someone else tell you that your pet is okay if you know it deep down inside that they're not. And yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted about what's gonna happen. I will be picking Pierre up tomorrow, and I will send you guys pictures. Hopefully he's feeling better. And yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. And like I said, I will be pushing for this GoFundMe for as long as it takes, or as long as I feel like, you know, it's necessary. And once again, thank you to every single person who has just even listened to me or just showed any sort of support. And for those of you who donated, thank you so freaking much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. So all of you who have been donating through the GoFundMe, my Cash App, I definitely, if you just want to say this, if you do want to donate, I highly suggest either GoFundMe or Cash App. And I would say not through PayPal, just because like there are just like those fees and stuff. So if you want like your money to go truly where it's going to go, and that just goes for like, you know, any streamer, any content creator. Like if you want like your money to go directly where you want to go, just those are the best options. There's like those transfer fees, or even just like for people to like donate, there's like fees and stuff. So whatever. But yeah, that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being my community, and I feel so safe to have you guys in my life. And I will be back and stronger than ever when I can, and I will make sure that Pierre is good and better than he will ever be after this. So yeah, thank you, and I love you guys. And yeah, I will see you guys when I see you guys, but just join my Discord and follow me on my socials if you guys want updates on everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go rest and take a shower and just go to sleep. So love you guys. Thank you for everything, and take care of yourselves. Okay, take care of yourselves, take care of your pets. All right, good night. Love you guys. Bye. Peace.
GN